Well, hello, good afternoon, and welcome to my little office for this Sunday afternoon little chat, I suppose. Hope you're well. It's not so good outside, which is just as well that I'm here, really. What we're going to talk about today? Well, there are a few things that I've lined up. It's really nice, you know. I've got a new camera doing this webcam for a first time because we've been having so many problems using the phone all the time that I thought it was about time that I did something about it. And so now we have a proper webcam by the looks of it. As you can see, you're seeing much more of my studio than you normally would do. So I've even had to have a little tidy up, so it's not too bad for you. Today, I want to talk about the way forward with the channel. I want to talk about some of the things that we're going to be doing as we go forward, because the channel at the moment is at 5,210 subscribers. Now, it got to that level on the 17th of June, so it's not grown at all since then. And in fact, I would say that it's dropped off. Our viewing hours are well down compared to what they were. And it's time for me, I suppose, to look at what's going wrong and why the channel isn't doing as well as it could be. Now, if you're watching, and I know that some of you are, please just say hello over in the chat box. Now, I'm watching it on my monitor as well. So if I look away from you, it's because I'm looking over there to see who's here. The channel has been doing quite poorly of late. The situation is I've been having a look at the videos and checking up on my analytics, which is a bad thing to do, because when you do that, you start to see all the faults in it. But one thing I do know is that out of the last 10 videos, I think it's sixth of the last 10 videos haven't received 160 viewers. And that is really, really poor for the channel. Hello, Chasey. How are you? I'm going to get to your question fairly soon. The situation is, although I feel that the videos are coming across fine, people aren't watching them. And it makes me think that either I'm really boring or my chat, the subjects that we're talking about only apply to a very few people. Now, the channel takes loads of hours to keep it going at the stage that we are. And one of the things that the time that you don't see is the time that I spend preparing to do the videos. And a video can take up to, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours if you put it all together in the time that we're doing it. Hiya, Barney, how are you? My shorts, God, do you know, Barney, that I've only ever done 7 shorts? They weren't, the reason I haven't done shorts is because it's the same reason that I never did Twitter or X. I'm not very good at getting to the point in a very small area of time. And so I found that when I was doing the shorts, I was really not sure what I was doing, to be honest with you. I'm not, as you can tell, I ramble. And so the situation with the shorts was that I did 7. Someone said to me, you've got to try 7 to see if they work for you. And to be honest with you, they never really did. They've had no really amount of views. But I suppose it's very much like the YouTube channel. If you're not consistent, then you're not going to get many followers from it. But when I started the channel, shorts weren't a part of my thinking. And to be honest, they're still not really. I'm old. I can't do that quick timing, I suppose. With regard to, as I was saying, this is why I started this idea of doing a shoot in the breeze video, because with shooting the breeze, I'm not stuck in that same line, if you like, whereby I'm just doing the self-help topics. There's actually more to me than just that, and I love just that, and it's the reason that I started the channel. And I love to think that I may say something that may help someone along the way, and I love that when that happens. However, with it seeming as though nobody's really watching the channel much, it's kind of made me want to try something else. I know I've had situations where the channel dropped off. It's happened twice that I know of, particularly. Once was when I did the 30-day challenge. My views were pretty good through 25 of them. The last 5 days it dropped off, and then after I'd finished the 30-day challenge, the channel went through the floor basically. And so I kind of think that people got sick of me, if I'm totally honest. The next time I was talking about coming up to retirement age and how I would like the channel to earn enough money along the way that perhaps it would replace the fall in what I'm earning now to what I'll be earning when I get the pension, because that'll be 2/3 of what I'm getting now. And so I talked about that one day just in a video, and I lost 20 subscribers purely on that one little topic. On one day I put the video out, and by the end of the day I'd lost 20 subscribers. So obviously they didn't think it was right that I'm doing all of this to actually bring any money in. It's never been the major reason, I've got to be honest with you. The reason for the channel has always been to pass on advice and give a bit of encouragement to my two sons. That's what it was originally for, as they're moving forward in their lives. And along the way, some other people have subscribed to the channel as well, and that's what happened. I'm just reading over there. Chasey, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to read what you've just said. I could do that, but to be honest with you, Chasey, the time I spend doing YouTube at the moment, I don't particularly want to spend even more time cutting out bits of videos just to make shorts. I know I can use things like some of these clips places, the AI clip places, but they all cost money. And I haven't actually, with a 5,000 people subscriber base, I haven't hit the monetization level for the last 2 months. So I don't particularly want to spend money doing that. No, I've never posted on TikTok. I do have an Instagram account. I've only ever painted hobby stuff, to be honest, on there. I've never used it. I decided when I started YouTube that I was going to stick on this road, and this is the way I was going to go. Mainly because, like I said, it was for my two sons. And so I've never really looked to broaden the base from that. And to be honest, I don't really want to. I quite enjoy YouTube. The odd thing about it is, although the channel is not doing as great as it was, I enjoy the process of YouTube. I enjoy putting a video out and seeing comments and being able to answer to comments. And one of the most joyful things of it for me is when I get a comment that says something that I've said has helped someone with whatever they're going on. That is one of the best things about YouTube for me. Hello, Greedo, my old mucker. I hope you're well. Does it annoy me to have to tidy the whole office? I've got to be honest with you. No, because I didn't. This is quite good at the moment. I cleaned it up a couple of weeks ago when I put my records there from over there and elsewhere. So I tidied that up and I tidied this up, and it stayed quite well, to be honest with you. I've looking around, actually looking at this view, I'm not too unhappy. I've got to be honest. I did have a feeling that it was going to be pretty messy, but we know it's all right at the minute, and I'm quite happy with that. If you like the Beatles and you like 60s music, Dinner with Greedo is a great channel. I love his sense of humor. I love the topics he talks about. He makes me laugh. He used to do a thing called Behind the Covers, and I loved Behind the Covers because, being a Beatles fan, I don't know how long he spends on it, but he goes looking for all the different cover versions of Beatles songs. God, some of them are awful, and he listens to all of them. But yeah, check out Dinner with Greedo because he's cool as hell, good laugh, and well worth watching. That's my plug. You can send me the tenner later, all right? So yeah, anyway, I decided that I was going to do these Shooting the Breeze videos. And basically what I planned to do was a video that I had an idea of what I was going to talk about. I wasn't going to set about making a framework to build the video. I wasn't going to set about writing a script out. I was just going to pick the camera up, go out for a walk, and just chat about whatever this was, about whatever subject was going through my head. And that's kind of where we are with it at the moment. I did one the other day. Just trying to think what day it was now. May have been a couple of days ago I recorded it. And it's slightly different in that I set up a camera, talked a little bit, moved the camera, talked a little bit, went somewhere else, talked a little bit. And I quite enjoyed that. But I did have to kind of think, right, what am I going to talk about? What did I just talk about? And all that sort of thing, which has changed slightly how doing it has been. And I have to say, I really enjoyed the one that I did the other day. I started out at some tennis courts, and they're over that way. And I sat there and I did the first few bits. And while I was sitting there, there was a guy on a disability buggy thing coming down the path. And when he got to me, he went, "Oh, what are you doing then?" So I started chatting to him. And it ended up half an hour, by which time I'd kind of forgotten what I'd talked about beforehand. So I went and watched the last minute, I suppose, to see where I'd got to. But because of the conversation that we'd had, the video changed course from where I was going. Because the plan was I was going to start off, it was talking about nostalgia because I'd watched Top of the Pops and I was in one of those 1970s grooves, and I was going to talk about all that stuff. But after I'd spoken to him, it sort of changed and went a different way. And I really liked that. And I think what was good about it is that it just got me thinking differently. I just thinking off the top of my head, talking about something else totally. And it went from one thing to another. But strangely enough, they were still kind of interlinked. And I liked that. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be rubbish. Only you can tell me whether it was rubbish. I thought to myself, this is so different from what I'd planned that it's not going to work. But I brought it back here, did some editing, put it together, and I was actually quite pleased with it. And so it was something that I enjoyed doing. It made a change from spending hours upon hours planning a video out and planning what I was going to talk about it and doing a little bit of research and all that sort of stuff. It was much different to that, much more enjoyable. And certainly like this, where I'm just chatting and talking about whatever I'm thinking. When I was talking in those videos, it's kind of all set down. I'm going to talk about this. I don't do scripts. I did at the beginning, but what I basically do is do a bullet point, and I'll talk about that, and then I'll check my next bullet point and talk about that and work my way through a list. I like these videos that I've started doing. I'm going to probably do more of them, I think. It hasn't affected the viewing ratio on the channel because the views are awful. But I think because I'm talking in wider subjects, there's a possibility that the channel might start to pick up again, and it might pick up a few different people, and we'll be on our way again. And it leads me on. When I put the other day, hi Myra, how are you? I've been watching a guy called Ryan Trahan, who's been doing 50 states in 50 days on YouTube, and he's been raising money for a hospital called St. Jude's, which deals with children's cancer and all that sort of stuff. And he's raised nearly 9 million. And he's right on the last couple of days of it. And I really enjoyed watching it. I like going through the states and seeing all of the different states, because America is so vast. When you consider that you could fit Great Britain into Texas about 6 times, it shows you how vast America is compared to here. And so I've been kind of watching that and really enjoying it, along with another 2 million people who've been watching it. I watched his video yesterday. It had been on 36 minutes and it had 170,000 views in 36 minutes. It's like, wow, that's a bit different. But I don't know if you've ever watched Ryan Trahan, but he seems like a nice kid, and it's certainly an enjoyable video. Myself and Debs have been hooked on it and been watching it every day since it started, really. It's really good. I did get asked for some questions, and I've only got one, funnily enough, and it was Chasey. I've got it here. And the question she had for me was, have I considered writing newsletters for my mailing list via Substack? Well, the answer to that, Chasey, is no. And the reason for it is that I don't have a mailing list. I don't have a mailing list. I've used mailing lists before, and to be fair with you, I've been too lazy to get on and write newsletters and stuff like that. So I haven't even bothered trying with this. I know gurus keep saying you should build your mailing list in case anything happens on YouTube and you get kicked off and all that sort of stuff. But I've never really been bothered to do it. I used to write newsletters. I used to blog, basically. I had a blog site ages ago. And so I did that. I used to write lots of posts on Facebook. And people used to say to me, you should write a book with all these stories. And to be honest with you, I started to do some of the stories on my YouTube channel. So they're already there. But no, I haven't been doing a newsletter. People, I know I don't really get what Substack is all about. I think it's like a membership thing, isn't it? Where people sign up and pay you so much to follow it. Well, if that is the case, and I may be wrong because I've not paid enough attention to find out, but I did start a membership on this channel, and I was going to do other different types of videos and all other stuff as well to get more in touch with the community. But so far I've got 2 members and it's been going about 3 months, but I'm not a very good salesman. So I don't like going, please join my membership group. We've got this and we've got that and we've got the other. I don't kind of want to do that. I've never felt comfortable doing it. And so I haven't, which is probably why the membership group hasn't grown, and probably why if I started a Substack or whatever it is, that wouldn't grow either. I would like to find a better way so that I can be in contact more with the community, because that's one of the joys of this thing, is having a community, because I love hearing from different people. I know a couple have emailed me personally and I've had chats to them on there. And it's one of the best things about this, because it wasn't one of the things that I'd planned on when I started it, because I'd only planned for my two sons to watch me, to be fair. That was all I'd ever planned when I started it. And it was ages before I started building a community as such. And now I've got a community, but I think it's YouTube will tell you one thing. It will tell you that I've got 5,210 subscribers. Fact of the matter is, I've probably really only got about 160, because that's you guys that watch the videos. I'm just reading your note, Chasey. Right, Chasey, if you go into my bio bit of here, you'll see I've got an email address, info@the-Sandscratcher. Email me there. Tell me more about it, because, and can you do it as though I'm a 5-year-old? Because although I talk like a guru, I'm not. And I'm not the cleverest kid on the block either. So talk to me in sensible terms for a 5-year-old. I'll probably understand it so much better. While we're here, if you've got any questions, just shove them in there. I know it looks like I'm looking away from you, but it's because the chat room is on my monitor, which I'm looking at here. I have no screen on my camera, so I can't see what's going on. So I'm kind of doing that. I do it all the time. Back, left, right, all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a funny situation at the minute with the channel. I ain't going nowhere. I'm still going to carry on. I know I could do with it picking up. I could do with it being better. For, as I said, I get my pension, I think it's this November, or maybe next November. I'm not sure. I've forgotten now. But I don't want to be in the position where once I become a pensioner, I'm going to be short of money, so I ain't going to have time to be doing this, because I'm going to go and scrape around and find extra money to keep us at the level that we're at. So, yeah, I could do with building the channel again. It's never going to be my first thought about how can I make money out of the channel? Can I do this? Can I get more people to buy this and buy that? Because I think you'll probably notice that I very rarely ask for someone to subscribe to the channel. I certainly wouldn't do it at the beginning, because I don't know about you, but I used to hate it if I watch a video and before the minute's out at the beginning they're going, subscribe to my channel and do this and do that. And it's like, oh God, not again. And so I kind of try and keep away from that. Myra, I agree, create. I love a community. I love it. One of the joys of doing this, the live streams, is that I actually get to interact with some of you on a now basis. I love that you can type something there and I can answer you, or I can say something and you can call me an idiot. You know what I mean? I quite enjoy that. And one of the other things about the community that I love is that, I know this is going to sound odd. You would think I was an outgoing kind of guy because I do this and I talk to the camera and I'm chatting to you now. But Debs will tell you, if you ever get to speak to her, and I'm trying to get this to happen, Debs will tell you that we go out and I'm very quiet and I'm reserved and I don't really conversations. I've never been the one to be the center of attention. I've never wanted to be in the middle. And so this, for me, is quite odd. Even more so when you consider that I used to do radio. I did radio for 9 years. And that I had a radio voice. Hi, how are you? And all that sort of stuff. And that seemed that I was outgoing, but I liked radio because nobody actually got to see me. They heard my voice and that was it. So I could pretend that I was this outgoing radio jock person, which I'm not. I'm me. And Deb says I can talk the hind legs off of a donkey, which I can. But usually I've got to get to know you first. And I feel that with this community that I'm trying to build on the channel, I'm getting to feel like that about people because I'm getting to talk to people. I know it's in a long-winded way, but it's really quite nice. I like the fact that I can put a community post out. I try and put a community post out every day if I'm not putting a video out. Whether people see them or not, I don't know. Because to me, the community posts I only ever see 2 or 3 each day from different creators on the channel. And so I don't know how good they are actually getting out to being seen by a lot of people. What I often have to do, if I want to see what's going on with any of the creators I follow, I go into my membership, go into their channel, hit posts, and I see them that way. YouTube have started a new thing where if I open it, the community can actually contact me through my page and just write on there. I haven't activated that, and mainly because another channel that I follow did, and his post page pretty much consists of people, other creators generally, trying to get their own pages promoted via him so that his massive following will check their video out, which I don't particularly like. It also gives the trolls of the world the opportunity to have a pop up the creator. And let's be honest, the world's crap enough half the time without having to invite it in so you get it from someone else. So I've never done that. Part of the membership that I was going to do, I was going to start a Discord group, which is like an ongoing forum where you can chat. But I tried it and joined somebody else's one and found it so, I couldn't get my head around it. And that perhaps has to do with my age, because my stepson uses it all the time and he thinks it's great, but I couldn't get my head around it. And then I thought to myself, I could perhaps start a Facebook private group for members and do that there. I did start a private Facebook group, which is still there for the channel. It's probably got about 7 or 8 people in there, but I'm notoriously bad at posting in it because I spend most of my time on here. And I don't know about you, but when I first got into YouTube, it was pretty much during the lockdown. Before that, I hadn't paid it much attention. And I'm kind of hooked on it now. I spend half of my time watching different creators and thinking, God, that video is good compared to mine. Barney, that's very kind of you. Thank you. Is there anything that you would like to ask me? And one of the things I want to ask while I think of it, what would you like me to talk about? Because I obviously do my own stuff. Barry, thank you. That's very humbling. Thank you very much. Wow. That comment there is why I love this channel so much, because people like Barry, and I'm not saying everybody should do it just because it makes me happy. The reason that I love this is that I can say, if I say something and it helps someone in some way, that's brilliant. Because I talk about all the crap of life that I've been through in the hope that you sometimes hear some of my stories and go, God, that man's an idiot. I'll never do that. And if that's the case, that's brilliant. That's just what I want, because that's the point of it, was with my sons, so that they can learn for the mistakes I've made so that they don't have to. And boy, have I made some doozies of mistakes. I've made loads of them along the way. And to be honest, I wouldn't have had it any other way, because those mistakes have helped me move forward. Too many of us, I think, worry about feeling like failures because of the mistakes we've made. We beat ourselves up over things. I've done it too, don't worry. But the thing is, I suppose it's all about the perceptions of your mind and how you think, because if you think about it the right way, I like to think of all the mistakes that I've made are like stepping stones to get me from one side of a river to the other. Does that make any sense? And so that's kind of why I share them. The only thing that I don't want is for any of you to think that I'm some kind of guru, because I ain't. I am just normal like you are. I've made the same mistakes that you have. I've probably made lots and lots more. And all the point of the channel is for me to just chat to you about the crap that I've gone through and what I've learned from it, in the hope that you don't have to go through the same rubbish as well. And that may make me seem like I know it all, but I don't. I make the most silly mistakes day in, day out. Ask Debs, she'll tell you. I've been trying to get Debs to get put to do her own channel, but she refuses to get in front of the camera because she's a smart cookie, and I think she'd be really good on YouTube and have a lot of input that would help. She refuses to get in front of the camera. In fact, the other day I took the camera out with us. When I first bought this camera, I took it out when we went shopping, and she kept hiding from me all the way around the shop because she didn't want to get onto the screen. And no, I haven't put it on YouTube purely because I just did it to see if I could get the camera to work, because I'd just got it the day before. Is there anything that anyone wants to talk to me about? There are 5 of you out there. Feel free to go into that chat box and berate me if you want. I don't know. Ask me anything you want me to talk about, and I'll try and answer. If not, we've been here 32 minutes, nearly 33. And I have to say that having this camera has been lovely to be able to do it like I do now, because it was a pain in the bum when I used to use my phone to do it all the time. My phone was awful for doing live streams. And do you enjoy the live streams? Are they worth doing? I mean, it's not something I can say. I follow a few people who do live streams, and they seem to be so much more professional than I am. They have a little order of run on what they're going to say and what they're talking about. I don't do anything of that. Mine came to 3 lines I wrote down just to remind me, because I know I forget things. Yeah, a couple of questions for you. Do you like the live streams? Are you enjoying shooting the breeze, although that hasn't even really got into a groove yet? And what other things would you like me to talk about on the channel? Now, if you're watching this on the replay, this counts for you too. Do a comment down below. I always make sure that when I do a live stream, they're not monetized. And the reason for that is that I can't stand it when an ad comes on in the middle of something, and I don't want them to be coming on while I'm doing the live stream. So I never monetize it. But if you are watching on the replay, that will be monetized. So you may get ads through the course of the video. Right, I think that's about it. I can't think of much else. If you've got anything that you'd like to talk about over the next few days, or you'd like me to talk about on video, feel free to comment on one of the community posts. leave it there. You can drop into the replay of this video and comment there. And what else can you do? You can email me if you want. That's the other one. And that's about it for today. I can't think of anything else that's what we got here. Chasey, I'm new here and I've been enjoying your channel so much. Ah, so it's you who's watching all the old things. Thank you, Chasey. I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. It's been fun doing this. We'll do it again sometime. Like live streams. Yeah, I like the conversational bit of it. The one thing I do like, and what I've tried to do, is to be me. I hope that if you watch the videos, that you would meet me, if you met me in a pub or in a bar or in a coffee place or whatever, and I was speaking to you, that you would think I was the same as I am when I'm doing a video. Because that's the whole point. Because when I started doing these videos, my youngest son said to me, "Who are you trying to be, Dad? Because you ain't you." And I was trying to do everything like I see on the telly. And so I've tried to cut that out, and I'm trying to come across as the same person that you'd see if you met me in the street. And hopefully that will work for the channel going forward. If you've got anything that you would like me to talk about in the Shooting the Breeze videos, leave the word and I'll see what I can do. Don't try and be anything clever, because I ain't the brightest spark on the block. And we'll do this again. I've got another video. My birthday, by the way, so a lot of people have been wishing me happy birthday, is on Tuesday. I won't be here. Don't know what we're doing, but we'll go out somewhere, I expect. There is a video out on Tuesday, so you'll still see me on YouTube. And I might take camera with me wherever we go, and I'll show you around wherever we are if we go out, if it don't rain, because it absolutely been bucketing it down here. So that's about it. Thank you very much, everybody. And I will see you on the next video. Like I say, you're more than welcome to get in touch anytime you want. It's always good to hear from you. And I like answering your questions if I can. And I will see you very soon. Thanks a lot then, and over and out.